You can convert a 1 to 4
Yeah.
into a condo?
Into a condo.
That's
It's
so
crazy.
weird.
It's
So,
insane.
so imagining a 4-family in Brooklyn being converted into like a strip of row houses being converted into condos?
Yeah. So I have a few really good borrowers that all they do all day is literally convert townhouses into condos. They buy for $1.5 million. They put in $700,000 or $800,000 in construction, and now they're selling out each condo for about $1.5 million to $2 million.
All right, we're back to Confronting the Impossible. Look, we gave the people a perspective about the stress. I don't want to talk about the stress too much today. I have a very special guest. He'll introduce himself from Wheeland. Talk to me.
Hey, how are you guys? My name is Solomon Soleman of partner and director of originations at Wheeland.
My name is Jake. Thank you so much for having me today. Great to see you.
Thank you so much. So I want to take us back to last year.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation about where the market was then. And I think you or I made some predictions. And one of the predictions that we made is that where is the bottom of the market?
Right.
And I'm going to ask you the same thing today. It's 1 year exactly. So where is the market? Is it at the bottom? Is it still teetering down? What's going on?
That's a really good question, and I feel like that really depends on what the asset class is.
Talk to me.
Right?
Talk
So,
about
like,
the asset class.
Multifamily, I feel like there's still no bottom at multifamily. I mean, they're still coming down. A lot of guys are still hurting. A lot of pain points there. They're not able to refinance into loans because the value is just slashed in half, if not worse.
So it's still going down.
For multifamily, yes, it's still coming down.
Okay.
I mean, look, when there's blood in the streets, you have guys coming in and trying to buy up these properties. So
I'll tell you my opinion about that, but keep
Yeah.
going. What's another asset class?
another asset class is the typical resi 1 to 4 units, which is doing phenomenal. It's doing great.
So I want to talk about that asset class.
Yeah.
Why is it doing phenomenal? Because in 2008, financial crisis, it was doing horribly.
Right.
Right? What's different today about that?
I mean, look, in the 2008 financial crisis, the issue was underwriting, right? So all the people that were getting loans were either straw buyers or people that were not qualified to get a loan.
Or
to
straight
begin
committing
with.
fraud?
Or committing fraud, right? So there's a lot of people that went to jail for that. I mean, in today's environment, it's completely different, right? The way these deals are being underwritten, these people have to be qualified to get these loans. They have to have the correct liquidity. They have to have the correct credit to be able to get qualified for these loans. And a lot of these loans that we're originating today are value-add loans.
So the qualifications, regulations have changed.
Correct. The regulations on the conventional side have changed a lot.
So is that the cause of why 1 to 4s are greater?
It is not. It is not. I mean, there's so many other things. I mean, look, there's so much housing is still in demand. I think there's like a little over 7 million homes that are still in demand in this country alone.
So it's pent up. It's pent up demand that has not yet been met.
Correct.
Okay, so that's the 1 to 4 bucket.
Yes.
And you guys work in that bucket.
We work in that bucket. We love that bucket. We also work in the multifamily bucket, but our bread and butter today is the 1 to 4 unit, and it's doing great. I mean, look, a lot of these guys, they're buying up these properties that are in distress. They're buying it for $1 million. They put in a couple $100,000 in construction, and they're able to sell out these properties for a few $1 million. One new thing that a lot of these investors and developers are doing now, they're buying up these properties and they're converting them into condos. So now rather than having a single family home, they're converting it into 4 or 5 condos.
You can convert a condo? Oh, you can convert a 1 to 4?
Yeah.
Into a condo?
Into a condo.
That's
It's
so
crazy.
weird.
It's insane.
So imagining a 4-family in Brooklyn being converted into like a strip of row houses being converted into condos?
Yeah. So I have a few really good borrowers that all they do all day is literally convert townhouses into condos. They buy for $1.5 million. They put in $700,000 or $800,000 in construction, and now they're selling out each condo for about $1.5 million to $2 million.
That's interesting. So
Yeah.
they're taking one asset class
Yep.
and turning it into 2, 3, 4 assets
Yep.
that are separate. For those that understand what a condo is, in a building of a 4-family, if you buy a 4-family, it's one building, right? But if you turn into condos, you can sell them separately. Am I correct?
Correct. And it's also good for us because it de-risks us because now we have 4 assets rather than just having 1 asset. But
So what is it exactly that you do again? I mean, I know Wheeland, but I'll let Wheeland describe what they're doing.
yeah, so look, we have real estate investors and developers that come to us looking for money to be able to purchase an asset that they feel like is depreciated and that they can add value to it, force appreciation with construction, and then sell it for a profit. So that's what we're doing.
Okay. So we spoke about 2 asset classes, multifamily, 1 to 4.
Yep.
Okay. What other projects are you guys working with? You guys work in commercial space.
So commercial, I mean, we really don't work on commercial much.
But what do you hear about commercial?
I mean, look, in the commercial world, I'm hearing that things are turning. The office space is turning.
Positively or negatively?
In a positive way.
Because of leasing activity.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, look, I know you work a lot more in the commercial world than we do.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'll let you chime in on that right now.
So we have a little bit of experience. We did about $5 billion last year in 2024
Nice.
in debt and equity restructuring, and we created actually a Bill of Rights. Let me actually show it to everybody. We created a Bill of Rights, a Bill of Rights, Commercial Borrowers Bill of Rights, and it was our team that created it. And one of the Bill of Rights, which is my favorite, there's 10, okay? One is aspirational, one is actually supposed to happen.
Right.
So the number 1 is right to fair and honest treatment. And I'll tell you what the blurb says. Borrowers shall have the right to be treated with honesty, respect, and professionalism throughout the lending relationship. Lenders and servicers shall act in good faith and avoid deceptive, abusive, or harassing practices. Why do I love that? Why is that the first thing? Because it's the relationship between the lender and the borrower that matters, okay? And I think a lot of what we do at Jacobs PC is, yes, we confront the impossible when the value of your property is not worth the debt that is on the property. Yes,
Right.
we do that. But we do that through building a relationship. And frankly, the lenders are not so kind. They're aggressive.
Yeah.
They're deceptive. I'm going to put somebody on blast. Rialto's very, very aggressive. They're retroactively applying defaults. And we're not talking about 10%. We're talking about 24%.
24, yeah.
They're not letting people exercise their options. They're taking them to the mat. And if you know our firm, we don't shy away from a fight. We wear brass knuckles. That's okay. But we don't want to do that. We'll send them correspondence that we want to engage in good faith negotiations. And there is a concept in the law. It's called good faith and fair dealing.
Right.
And I think a lot of the lenders are forgetting that. They're forgetting that there is between the lines of good faith and fair dealing. And a lot of these lenders, Rialto included, have to be sued to do
Right.
anything.
Right.
So I think I'm a big advocate of lender representation, borrower representation when it comes to relationship. And I think that's where the distress stems from. Because every lender that I've come up to, with the exception of a very few, have felt that they could take advantage of this situation because the documents that were signed in 2015, okay, when everything was great,
Yeah.
okay, could be now used against the borrower, all right, now when everything is bad. That is unfair. That is patently unfair. But some asshole watching this video is probably going to say, well, tough shit, you should have known what you signed. Well, yes, you should have known what you signed. But that doesn't mean that the lender's also not having a good time. Meaning, if the borrower's not paying this lender, I am very, very sure that is a consequence of the market. That
Right.
lender's also experiencing other defaults.
100%.
And that people are not writing enough about. And I want to put that on blast.
Yeah.
So tell me.
I listen, I think you make a very valid point. And I have a lot of borrowers that come to me or come to my sales guys and say, hey, I'm getting a better rate from X, Y, and Z lender. I'm not going to blast out their names. I'm like, go for it. Good luck. When you're having a tough time, good luck fixing what you can, right? You're probably going to have to end up calling Jacobs PC to get you out of the hole that you're in. Because, look, for me, relationship is very important. Having
Yes.
a correct relationship with the borrower, having a correct relationship with the lender is super important. Pay that premium.
That's right.
But you'll be able to sleep well at night knowing that, hey, tomorrow if something goes wrong, I need some help. I have a lender besides me that'll be able to help me out, get me out of the situation that you're in. right? So
Actually, I think it's worth talking about a success story that you had. Okay, give me a title about it, and give me one that came from another lender where you saw that type of issue. I want to hear about that.
I have a great scenario for you.
Please.
Property is located in Midtown Manhattan. I get a call from a broker. He says, hey, I have this beautiful property in Midtown. William Lescaze was one of the owners of the property. He built the property himself. He was a very well-known architect in New York City. The borrower purchased the property for about $7 million. He's putting in about $3 million in construction. Now the lender is giving him an issue with the construction draws because they like the property. His loan is maturing because they were giving him issues with the construction draw. They want to take over the property. So that's what's called a loan-to-own lender.
I love those guys. Send them
those
over.
guys.
Send them over.
So what happened is he reached out to me. He's like, hey, I want you to meet with this borrower. I met with the borrower at the construction site. I saw what he was doing with the construction. I saw that he's capable of getting it complete. He's also a hedge fund guy, but he also has experience in construction. So we spoke to him. We gave him out terms. Then we started having issues with that lender. They don't want to issue the payoff. They're like,
oh, they do that a lot.
They do that a lot. So they, hey, we're not going to issue the payoff for X, Y, and Z reason. You guys are not going to lend on it. So we
they run the interest. They run the interest.
They're running the interest because he's also at a 24% default interest at this point. So long story short, we had to fight tooth and nail to get that payoff.
Wow.
Thankfully, we got the payoff from them.
Did you have to go to court?
It was very close. It was honestly getting to the point where we had to go to court. So we knew the attorney that was representing that lender on a personal level. So we reached out to him and said, hey, this is the scenario. We're trying to refi out this borrower. He's having an issue with this lender. Let us refi us out. They'll get paid out, whatever it is. No one's looking for a short payoff. No one's looking to waive default interest. Just pay this off, and he'll be on his way.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's where you have to be. That's what you have to do.
Exactly. So we go above and beyond for our borrowers, right? So, and today he's 99% complete with the project. He's actually looking to refinance out of it right now. The property's worth today, I forgot what it's worth. I'd be like 10 or 12 million bucks. Beautiful asset, completely finished. But yeah, man, that's a success story. That's what we do for our borrowers.
Amazing.
Yeah,
so here's what I'll tell you, okay?
Yeah.
I think with what you just described, do you believe it's fair to say that there should be some regulatory oversight over lenders, private lenders? Because look, I have another bill of right here.
Yeah.
That's aspirational. It's right to regulatory oversight. A designated state or federal body shall have authority to enforce the Bill of Rights, investigate patterns of abuse, and publish guidance on ethical commercial lending and servicing conduct. I mean, you've just described a situation where, yes, you've had a success story,
Right.
but you had a success story that you had to go through the mud of quicksand to get through.
Yeah.
And I think with regulatory oversight by a state or federal body, subject to obviously good and prospective regulation,
Right.
I think that's valuable. What do you think about that?
I definitely do think it is valuable, but again, it also really depends on how much they're going to have their hand on the regulation.
I appreciate that.
So that's what it really comes down to, right? We don't want to get to the point where they're
Overregulating.
And now we have no way to make any business. Now those 7 million homes that have to be built are not being built because of the regulation.
I guess what's hanging in the balance right now on the commercial side is we're getting to understand what deficiencies are going to be looking like for borrowers, and there's a real tax problem here, okay?
Yeah.
There was a housing resolution that was passed by the Housing Resolution Board,
Right.
With the House of Representatives, not passed in the Senate. Then there was a change in presidency, which effectively said if your property is sold for less than the value of the debt, you're going to get hung on the personal guarantee,
Right.
the deficiency amount. But now they went further and said, for purposes of commercial inclusiveness of that deficiency, we're not going to include it as cancellation of debt, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Not great for the lender, but
Not great for the lender. Yes. And I think that's where we hang in the balance.
yeah.
I'm going to update the people on, and I'm holding steady on that. I'm going to update the people on where that law is. It's a great, great law for the borrowers, not so great for the lenders, but I have a solution for the lenders.
So what's the solution?
Okay. Remember in 2008 in the Obama era where I think the Fed was subsidizing the losses of those
Right.
individuals that are doing short sales? and then we're eating the cost.
Yes.
I think that's what should happen with the federal government. You know, we have Donald Trump. He is, in my opinion, someone that is attempting to fix a lot of what is broken.
Right.
And he's great at certain things, not great at other things. It's not a political podcast. We're not going to get into that. But he is a real estate guru.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of real estate investments, both commercial and personal and residential. And I think he's thinking about that housing resolution. But right now, hanging in the balance is the treatment for deficiency for the borrowers and the treatment of that deficiency for the lenders. I want to thank you for coming on to my podcast. I appreciate you. Thank you for confronting the impossible with us.
Yes.
Until next time in Miami.
In Miami. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
me, Jacob.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you. Thank you.